And good evening. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome to Scotty Ray's Weather. We'll probably spend a lot of time with each other over the next 24 hours to 48 hours, depending upon how long the storm lasts. We have a lot to talk about tonight of where the storm is headed, when it will end, all the closings that we have, and some of the wording that's been used from the National Weather Service. We'll go back over that. Our color scheme that is used from the National Weather Service. I've been doing this for 25 plus years, and one of very, very few times I've ever seen them use this color, and that's going to go up through the Philadelphia area through Winston County. We'll show you that. We do need to take this serious. A couple things that I wanted to point out as we start this. Who all has a heat pump in their home? This was brought up a while ago, and it's kind of important because I remember the last home I had, we were constantly, when it turned cold. Well, actually, when I lived in Scuba, we had to do that. We'd bought a new unit, and when it got real cold, it didn't want to work right. We'd have to go over and flip it to emergency heat. Now, it'll work. It would freeze up if you didn't do that. And I'm sure there's a lot of AC guys out there that'll watch me that know a whole lot more about air conditioners and heat pumps than I do. But it seems like the heat pumps don't like that cold weather all that much. But if you flip it to the emergency heat, it'll work right. It burns a little bit more electricity, but you stay warm. So that's something that you might want to consider as these temps dip down into the teens. And again, if you're an AC guy and you know more than me, post that on the page there where everybody else can kind of pay attention and know from a professional that I'm correct on that. Let's talk about where you parked tonight. Did you park your truck, your new car, underneath a tree, underneath a limb? If you've got a camper, did you park that under a tree? If you did, go outside and move that tonight, because that could be tear up your car. We're going to have limbs break. Things are going to fall, so make sure that you take care of that. I just got through helping a neighbor with a generator load up, got theirs running. I hope you've already got all that done, gotten your fuel, a few cans extra sitting around. We don't know how bad this is going to be, but all points look like we're going to get a bunch of this. The last time I checked on this, it looks all of Texas. Let's look at this. Has anybody really paid attention to just how big this is? Look at this. This is all the way to Arizona. It takes in every bit of Texas. All of the state of Texas is under a winter storm warning. Look at that. All but like 6 counties of Mississippi has included this. Nashville, our friends that watch up in Murfreesboro, y'all are now part of the party now. Y'all are in this winter storm warning also. At first, y'all weren't. This stretches all the way up the East Coast. This is going to be a major storm. Now, there's parts of here. Meridian in Clark County is on the fringe area of where it'll get a little bit less than just to the west of here. It'll almost be like I'm dealing with two different forecasts, and we'll go over both of them of what's going to happen here in Meridian, and then we're going to go back to Philadelphia and show you the drastic differences in between the two places. Now, I've also gotten a lot of questions about what's going to happen Wednesday and Thursday. There is another round coming, but at this point, and again, we're a long way out, it doesn't look like it's going to be that huge of an event for Meridian. It'll be a little bit more now for the Philadelphia area, the way it's shaping up. I think we've got a 20% chance of snow, and I'd have to look back. Let me look here and just say that while we're talking about it here, this second go-round. When we go up to the Philadelphia area, they're going to have a 60% chance of rain and snow, high of 42. That is too high for it to stick that night, but y'all are going to get some flurries coming up on Wednesday night. That's a pretty big deal. We enjoy getting it. We do. Again, the Mississippi Delta is going to be getting a lot of snow. The Meridian area, not so much. We are what we call ice baby, ice baby. Who used to sing that? Y'all remember that? I do. Anyway, somebody sang it. That is coming our way. Let's see if we've got any questions as we start this evening and go through this. Galen Bradshaw watching. Thank you very much. Mark and Martha Robertson is watching this afternoon. It's Hazel Brumfield. Sue Hemingway. Love you to death. She's a good friend of mine. Thanks so much for keeping us updated. Maria Espino, if I said that correctly. I sometimes miss names up. I am so sorry. Never was one of my best subjects of. I always have to sound things out. Thanks to Miss Diane Holloman watching. Good evening for Debbie Stewart. Lynn Swain is watching up in the northern part of Kemper County there. Libby, Whitaker watching. How are you tonight? Also, Miss Cheryl Rainey. Love y'all to death. Hope Ken's doing well. He looked good. I saw some pictures of Ken doing a podcast. Looked real well, Cheryl. You're taking care of him. You got him all back well for us. Thank you to Leslie Perkins watching tonight. Also, Joey Murphy-Seal watching here. Getting a few chill bumps there. Philip Creighton is watching. Let's see here. Also from Toom Suba, Tammy Reed is watching. Good evening. Be safe from Sarah Martin. As we go down through here, we'll pick up some more names here. Preston is watching also this evening. Now, let's see here. Let's start with some closings. Is that okay with everybody? Because we do have a lot. If you've got a closing, it's not too late to send them to me. Post that or send it to me in my inbox, and I'll get that on. I know there was other media that said that they not going to post everybody. So we'll do that. Just send it with your name, and we'll be glad to get that on for you. Let me pull here, because it does affect you, of the closings and things that you do. One of the good things is most of the schools were going to be closed anyway because of where we had to go with what was going on with President's Day. It was going to be closed. All our banks were closed tomorrow anyway. So it's like they get a little extra day buffer. And then there's going to be a lot of decisions to make tomorrow about who's going to be open and who's going to be closed when it comes to Tuesday. And the way it looks, the way the storm's going to end a little bit earlier, but it's still going to be wet and the temperatures are going to be low, Tuesday morning is going to be a mess. We'll watch this, and I know you have to make the decisions as they come along. You can't just jump out there, but all indications look like it's going to be messy. So if you're thinking of what's going on and trying to figure out what to do. All right, let's start with the closings, and it's just me, so you'll hear my voice a lot tonight, and I do appreciate you listening here. Let's start at the top here and go through. We got MCC doing online classes, EMCC, East Central Community College, Enterprise School District, classes online Monday and Tuesday. The Meridian Livestock, the stockyard's going to be shut down tomorrow. Meridian Surgery Center is closed tomorrow. Barbara Henson's daycare is closed tomorrow. Dreams Come True Child Care Center in Meridian closed tomorrow. Chick-fil-A. It's serious when Chick-fil-A closes the doors, isn't it? Structural Steel is closed Monday, both shifts. They're going to make a decision tomorrow afternoon about Tuesday. They'll let you know. Northcrest Baptist Church daycare is going to be closed. Weyerhaeuser in Philadelphia, all shifts closed tomorrow. The Eye Clinic of Meridian is closed tomorrow. MSU Meridian is closed tomorrow. Jones Cleaners will be closed. Russell Christian Academy closed Monday and Tuesday. Neshoba County School District closed Monday, and the University of West Alabama is closed. Meridian OBGYN PLLC, which that part I don't know what that means, is going to be closed tomorrow. Highland Baptist Church Daycare will be closed on Monday also. Louisville let's just say Louisville School District, because I'll never get that word out just right. We're going to be doing virtual classes tomorrow. The Nelson Center for Women will be closed tomorrow. Cardiovascular Institute of the South, I've been there once or twice, are going to be closed tomorrow. All Rush Health System clinics will be closed. Also, Meridian Medical Associates closed tomorrow. Jones Junior College will be closed through Tuesday. Also, we've got Poplar Springs Methodist Daycare closed on Monday. Neshoba Central Schools will be closed on Monday. Anderson Hospital Clinics, they're also going to be closed, along with the Excel Gymnastics Academy closed tomorrow. NTS Water Association is closed tomorrow. Newton Academy is closed tomorrow. Meridian Medical Associates is closed tomorrow. And Slay Steel also closed tomorrow as well, all shifts. They will also make a decision tomorrow afternoon about Tuesday. They'll get back with us and we'll post that. Chino and the gang at San Marcos Mexican Restaurant will be closed tomorrow. Dr. Pasha's Pain Management Center of Meridian will be closed. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply will be closed down tomorrow. Newton Discount Tire will be closed. Also, St. Patrick's School. Monday, they will have virtual learning is what they will do. Internal Medicine will be closed tomorrow, the clinic. CL Metal Fabs will be closed tomorrow. Miller Chiropractic Clinic will be closed tomorrow. And Total Pain Care will be closed tomorrow also. Jumpstart Coffee will not be operating tomorrow or Tuesday. You know, they've got the bright yellow that they pull around. You can't miss it when it pulls into a parking lot. And I'm going to try to pronounce this right. The Amelia Resources in DeKalb will be closed tomorrow. PJ's Coffee is closed tomorrow. They're on Highway 39. Till Newell Animal Hospital closed. Pearson & Company is closed tomorrow. Harry Mayer is closing down for tomorrow. You can get your suit the next day. Philadelphia schools will be closed on Monday also. Ole Miss is closing for classes tomorrow. Meridian Orthopedic is closed on Monday. Oh, boy, this one right here gives you the heebie-jeebies thinking about it. East Mississippi, yeah, I'm going to try to say the endoscopic center. Did I say that was close, wasn't I? Yeah, it's going to be closed tomorrow. Yeah, one day we all going to have to visit there, aren't we? And affordable dentures will be closed in Meridian tomorrow. That's the list of closings that I have right now. Now, if you've got a closing, post that or inbox that to me so we can get that to everybody. All right, let's look at, let's flip over right now and look at radar, and then we'll come back to and go back over what all the National Weather Service has to tell us. All right, let's go to radar here and show what we've got going on with radar, and zoom in and take a look at what we've got and where all the activity is going on tonight. As we look out to our west, of course, Dallas, Texas has got it coming down. Texarkana. We look here at the state line there in Arkansas. Got a little bit there, and then coming in from in between Monroe and Jackson, a little bit north of I-20 there. All right, let's get into Mississippi now. Let's go here toward the Columbus area. They're getting, at this point, right around, let's turn this on here. I think this is going to be right at Mississippi State. As we zoom in on that, just on the outskirts, if you'll look at that, Mississippi State sits right here. This is just on the other side of State, getting a little bit of snow flurries there, and then that only lasts for about 4 to 5 miles, and you get out to that outer ring there, and you get back to this wintry mix that is coming down. As we look at that, we come on up here, Columbus getting some precipitation tonight as well. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to show that also. I needed to. Yeah, I'll come back to that in just a second here. West Point getting some of this. Caledonia, Aberdeen, Amory, all of these areas here are getting some precipitation there in the form of a wintry mix. Now, as we go back over toward Pontotoc, this area around Tupelo, getting a little bit of snow right now at this point. Not large amounts at this point, but they are getting some 24 degrees, so that's going to stick. They are so under that winter storm warning. As we go up here and we go just to the east of Highway 55, Goodman Road crossing that right at the state line, getting some snow at this point. Across that state line, Florence, Alabama, Athens getting some. This stuff's going to head toward Huntsville in that area there. Birmingham is just under a winter storm watch. It's going to lie just to the northwest of Birmingham, so it won't affect them. Let's see here. Buffington Mobile Homes will be closed tomorrow also, and Tuesday, and we'll return on Wednesday. Got a note on that one. Let's go down the state here. Let's turn this off where we can take a look over here and see. Let's see here. All right, let's go over here to Greenville, Mississippi, and these areas here. Indianola, just south of there, as we move down and look at this here. Look at that. We've got a little bit of snow in that area there, that mix right in that area. Greenville also getting a tad bit. Now, as we look at this, all of this area up in here, anything that's coming down is going to be road conditions bad. Have you seen the pictures? Let's show pictures here. Let me pull this up. The Natchez Trace Parkway. Have you seen any of this stuff? Let's pull this up here and pull these pictures up where you can take a look at that. Look, this is what they just posted there about 4 hours ago. Look at the ice, and this was 4 hours ago. That's a bunch on bridges there. And as you see on the other side of that road, you can be tootling along and it looks like everything is fine until you come up to that bridge and you hit that and your car is gone. As we look at the pictures there, see on the other side, it looks, oh, there's nothing there. But if you go back to that bridge, it's bad. They were, I believe they've closed down the Natchez Trace Parkway where you couldn't travel through there and get into all that. Some type of bird they got there on a tree there. So the Natchez Trace Parkway, that's something to see. Now let's look at what was going on in Oklahoma. I wanted to show you this. This was a pileup that happened here. Several people were injured in this wreck here. Look at this here. This is where ice was on a bridge, much like that wreck that happened out in Fort Worth. They got to sliding, and upon impact, those rigs caught on fire. I think they were able to get out of the rigs and get to safety before anything happened. But that's bad. Somebody could have been extremely hurt, really, really bad. And here's another picture of that, another scene from it. Look. And I show these pictures and things to where getting out is just not worth your life, is it? Mine means a whole lot more to me, and I'm sure yours does too. There's people that depend upon you. So as you're going about your day thinking, after tonight, don't leave if you're in the Meridian area. Now, if you're north of here, if you're up here in anywhere around Philadelphia, those areas, stay at home. That's the best advice that I can give on that. All right, let's go back and look at some cameras of what's going on across the state here. First, I always get ahead of myself, don't I? Let's look at some temperatures of what's going on across the state here. Let's start here in Meridian and just look, see how cold it is where you are. I've got wind chill factors as I'm looking at this. Meridian is 30 degrees with a wind chill factor of 21. When you go to Philadelphia, it's 27 with a wind chill factor of 16. So that's 5 degrees difference there in between Meridian and Philadelphia, that wind chill. Let's pull up the screen here and show you what we've got going on here with wind chills and all, with temperatures. Meridian setting at 30 degrees right there. Let's go north up through here. Let's zoom in a little bit. As we go up here through, this should be close to Scuba in these areas here. If I can get it to zoom in. Sugarlock sitting at 30. Macon at 30 degrees. We get up here to where they serve the food there in Brooksville. Still 30 degrees. We go over, we start getting, let's go toward Mississippi State. West Point, 28 degrees tonight. Grenada is at 23 degrees. Stark Vegas, 28 degrees. All right, if you'll see these colors here, they're starting to change here. The further west we go, this is going to be that area here. Let's back down here. Jackson, 28 degrees, and we go over. This is going to be the Philadelphia area, somewhere right along in here, if it'll ever zoom in for me. Sometimes it doesn't work as fast as I'd like it to. Right there, 28 at Philadelphia. We're going up Highway 15 here through Noxapater, 28. We get to Louisville. It's going to drop on down to 27 degrees. All right, let's move out. It's going to get colder, trust me, as we go across here. Yazoo, Mississippi, 25 degrees. Over in Canton, we're looking at 28. All right, let's keep going here. Greenville, this is the Mississippi Delta where they're going to be getting the snow right up through these areas here. Clarksdale sitting at 18 tonight. Cleveland at 19 and Greenwood at 23. Let's jump across the state line and go into Hot Springs, Arkansas. 19 tonight. Conway, Arkansas is sitting at 18. Fort Smith, Arkansas, 16 degrees. Shreveport, Louisiana, where they used to have the Louisiana Hayride, 27 tonight. All right, as we keep going back now, all of this, if you're looking at this map, is what is coming towards us. That's gonna buzz right through here and go up. Oklahoma City tonight is 3 degrees. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 3 degrees. Lawton is 7. Wichita Falls is 11. Amarillo, Texas, a negative 2 degrees. Can you believe that? Whew. Let's see here. Somebody's building Cold and Giles is the message that I just got there. Building a fire for the chickens to keep warm. 3 degrees in Lubbock, Texas. We go out to Midland, Texas, and all these areas here with 10, 14 degrees. Santa Fe, negative 4 degrees. Can you imagine living in that? Let's go to Colorado Springs, negative 10 degrees. I would never open up the door if I lived in those areas. And the further up here, Lincoln, Nebraska, negative 6. And I've already forgotten. Somebody told me how to say that earlier. Suex, I'm not even, Des Moines, Iowa. Let's just go over there and call it. It's a negative 9 there. So those are a few of the temperatures that we're seeing tonight, that what is coming our way, this is going to be extremely cold. It's going to be brutal. As I mentioned, if you can bring your pets in, do so. Make sure that they're warm because they can't survive. We're going to have somewhere around 5 degrees when it comes to regular wind chills in the Meridian area, single digits in some areas, and we're going to be right around, I think it's around 14 is what we were looking at. I'll see what the updated forecast has here in just a moment. But regardless of whether it's 12 degrees, 14, or 15, that's horrible for us. We just are not equipped for that, and nor is your pet. So help them out as much as you can. As we go for this, let's mention again about generators. Be careful with a generator if you're going to be using one of these. Do not bring it in the house because the fumes from that will kill you. Now, it is most likely that there are going to be power outages. We hadn't had any yet, but that doesn't mean we're not going to get them pretty soon. While we're talking about power outages, let me flip a button over here and let's take a look at what we've got power outages wise across the nation here. And let me go back here and hit this button here, and then so that you can see here. All right, here we go. Texas. This is where it is right now. 119,000 people are without power in Texas right now. You go into Arkansas, 1,500, not that many, 13,000 in Kentucky, and about 35,000 in North Carolina. But that's a lot of people in Texas. And I keep hearing, they're having these energy things to where they may have to limit power because of the strain of everybody using more because it's so cold there. And that's big time cold. Let's look at MEPA. Let's check Meridian of what we've got here. And we go here for our counties to see what's going on here. Everybody has power with the MEPA. If you'll remember, we checked that earlier today, and there was 10 people, and they got that restored. So that's good news. That's where we are on power outages. But it is most likely going to happen in some shape, form, or way. All right, let's take a look at some, I mentioned cameras a minute ago. Let's take a look around of what's going on. Let's start in Texas. Marshall, Texas. It's kind of close to the Louisiana line. Let's pull this up and see if we can get a picture of what's going on here. This is Marshall, Texas. If you've ever been through there, if you can see that picture, it's kind of dim, it's dark there, but that's snow coming down in that area too. That's a look at that's snow right there. I'm not sure what that is. It almost looks like a flagpole, doesn't it? Let's go back down the interstate somewhere. Yep, can't see anything out of that. All right, so let's flip right on over to Louisiana. All right, this is going to be right around, the nickname they used to call it is Fun Row, Louisiana. That's about 3 hours from Meridian, roughly. That is your coming in there, and as we hit that video there, not much traffic at all. I see a car going across that bridge there very slow, but the roads are ice there in Monroe. That's I-20 there as you're coming into Monroe there. All right, let's move across and go to Mississippi. Now, Mississippi is experiencing some type of camera problems. We're having all the cameras that are in the lower part of the state just aren't working. It's not happening. So let's go here, and this is just north at the northern end of the state, headed toward Memphis, at that rest area that's on the right, the last one before you get to South Haven. That's where that is. And look at that. It's all over the roads there. So they've got their issues with sleep tonight as well. I'd love to go back down and show you Vicksburg and around Jackson, but it's for whatever reason, they are not working and don't look like they're going to come back on. And so that hurts me. I wish I could show it to you. As we go down, let's see here. As we keep going. All right. Kylie Luke is watching. How are you doing up in Giles, Mississippi? I believe that's where you are tonight, girl. Watched Betsy Matthews. Hadn't seen you in a while, girl. Used to sit with you at church. Hadn't seen you in a while. So, Betsy, I hope you're doing well. Pam Keller is watching tonight. Also, Matthew Wright. Hello from Collinsville. Hope everything is going well there for you also. Let's see here. Joyce Wagner is watching from the Center Hill area. Great place to live, isn't it? Also, Carol Watson, Collinsville. Taylor Dance Company in Collinsville is going to be closed tomorrow. I didn't have that one listed. I appreciate that. Meridian Public Schools are closed for President's Day. They will be out. Betsy Matthews says, why don't you just say everything is closed tomorrow? It's just about that way, isn't it? Tiffany Allen is watching. Mississippi is virtually closed down. We can't handle these things. We're just not equipped for it. All right, Deborah J. is watching tonight. Thank you. What time tomorrow will I get bad on I-59 toward Hattiesburg? All right, let's go to the forecast now and start talking about what is going to happen. Let's start at these overnight hours. That brings up a good point. All right, tonight we have a 40% chance of freezing rain, but our area is not going to happen until about 5 a.m. So these nighttime hours right here in the Meridian area are going to be okay. It's going to be right at 5 a.m. that we start having some issues. Low is going to be somewhere around 28 tonight is what we're going to have. That's tonight. As we move into tomorrow, and I hope my feed isn't having an issue there. Sometimes it jumps, and it may be the overexposure in the Meridian area. No, I'm not sure. But hopefully that'll come back up. She's got Jimmy working on a fire. That's good. Tomorrow, as we move into daylight hours, we have a 100% chance of freezing rain and sleet before 4 p.m. High is going to be 32 tomorrow. So wind gust of about 20 miles an hour. Ice accumulation is going to be somewhere between 1/10 of an inch and 3/10 of an inch possible. less than a half an inch of any sleet that happens. So this is going to be ending, if you'll notice what I just said. Let's recap that. We've got freezing rain beginning at about 5 a.m. and it should be ending at about 4 p.m. The high tomorrow is only going to be 32. So everything that starts coming down in those early morning hours will automatically freeze at 28 degrees from 5 to 7 o'clock, somewhere along in there. That will cause issues on your morning route. We're only got a high of 32. Let's say it makes it to 31. Well, that stuff never goes away, and we go into tomorrow night's low of 13 degrees. Very, very cold. Everything's going to refreeze, so it will cause havoc when we get up bright and early on Tuesday morning. So it will be a mess all day tomorrow up until Tuesday morning. Our high on Tuesday is 35. Let's hope we get to that 35 degrees. Let's certainly hope so. By Tuesday night, we're back down to 19 again. Wednesday night, a 50% chance of rain, snow, and freezing rain, but that low is only 48, so it's not going to stick at all. And again, that's Wednesday, a 50% chance of rain, possible thunderstorms moving in on Wednesday night, but that snow will not stick on Wednesday with a high of 48. We go into Thursday with an 80% chance of rain. We get one more one more chance rather for snow, a 20% chance of snow on Thursday night there with a low around 24. Not a big chance, but we could get a little. All right, let's move north to Philadelphia. As I said, it's almost that with this system that we have two different forecasts to give you out. So let's start tonight. Just north of the city limits of Philadelphia, all the way up. If you go through Noxapater, through these areas, all around in there, this is for you. A 60% chance of freezing rain tonight, likely before 11 p.m. Then a chance of freezing rain after 3 a.m. So it's going to do it from now to 11 up in that area, and then again after 3 a.m. to where Meridian it starts at 5. Low around 23. We're at 28. They're at 23, 5 degrees difference. Total nighttime accumulation is going to be 1/10 of an inch. Little sleet is expected. By tomorrow morning there, 100% chance of freezing rain mixed with snow, mainly before 2 p.m. So it's going to happen until about 4 in Meridian, and it will cut off about 2 p.m. in the Philadelphia area there. Ice accumulations of about 2/10 up to about 4/10 of an inch. So, and that roughly, that's about the size of a sheet of paper. Each one of those, when I go tenths, put that as a piece of paper, so it'd be 4 sheets of paper up to that amount. It's going to be slick. Whether it's 1 or if it's 4, it's a lot. You hit a bridge with that, we shut down. We don't have the equipment to work all of this stuff out. Monday night, the low is going to be 10 degrees with a -1 wind chill. Anybody around Philadelphia, be ready, be warm, make sure that you got blankets and you're ready for all this. A -1 is what we're looking at when it comes to the wind chill factor. Tuesday, high of only 31, so nothing's going to melt during this time. Wind chill factors during the daytime on Tuesday are going to be right at 0. Whoa. Tuesday night, we're down to 16. As we move into Wednesday, a 60% chance of snow, the high 42, so that won't stick. It'll be warm enough to where that goes away. 100% chance of rain on Wednesday, and then Thursday, 80% chance of rain mixed with snow with a high of 39. Now, we'll get down to the Meridian temperatures or chances there on Thursday night with a 20% chance of rain and snow, low around 21. So that's where we are when it comes to Philadelphia. Philadelphia and northward has a chance of getting snow when it comes to getting some on Wednesday, Thursday. We'll watch that as that gets a little bit closer and gets here. So, again, as we recap what's going to happen, this stuff's going to begin. The worst of what we have coming is going to roll in the wee hours of the morning, go to 2 to 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, depending. These storms can slow up, they can speed up, but somewhere around 4 o'clock they will end and move out, and then temperatures will dive. We're going to be at about 30 to 31 to 32 degrees during the daytime, so we're not getting out of freezing degree weather, really. And then we dip down to those very, very low lows tomorrow night. So it's going to be a mess Tuesday morning. And again, there will be updates continuously. I'll be here to talk about who's going to be open, who's going to be closed, and we'll be on top of that. I want to say thank you to Nelda Woodrick Boo. Am I pronouncing that right? Out at Dalewood. I hope I said that right. Also, Lori and Roger Moore. How are y'all doing up in Sebastopol? I think she's about the mayor of there, isn't she? She wants to be. I think she's going to run. Thank you to Debbie Boswell for watching tonight. Charlene Etheridge is watching. Linda Jane Lunsford watching from Scuba tonight. I do appreciate that. Somebody mentioned, Matthew Watson mentioned Russell Christian Academy is going to be closed on Tuesday also. So we knew that they had a little bit, so they're going to be closed on Tuesday also. All right, Giles up in Scuba area had a little bit of rain earlier. I got a text on that. Tammy Reed watching from out in the Tumsuba area. All right, let's pull up now some graphics and show you what the National Weather Service is showing us what's going to happen. And we'll look at these areas and kind of dissect it for you of where you live. Let's slip over and look at Alabama first. This is going to be Sumter County over here, Demopolis. This area right around Demopolis, Livingston, is under a winter storm warning, and they're going to have dangerous travel. That's going to be an impact there for you. That's going to start anytime 6 p.m. tonight through 9 p.m. tomorrow morning as they break it down in Alabama through a timeline. This area here from Demopolis up through Birmingham, 9 a.m. tomorrow to about lunchtime Tuesday is what they're saying. And then pretty much this area here on the other side of Alabama, not quite so bad. All right, let's jump back across here to Mississippi and start talking about record lows. This red area is a large portion of the folks in the immediate area. We get into purple here in the northwest corner of Philadelphia, Neshoba County, and most of Winston County. All of this area here, Noxapater all the way up to Louisville, is going to be in the extreme threat. Now, we rarely, and I mean rarely in my lifetime, have I ever seen the 4 extreme used on anything from the National Weather Service. So that tells us this is not something that is just, well, it's going to blow in, blow out. There's not much to it. This is extreme. This takes it to a different level. As I said, very few times, I've done this most all of my life, I've dealt with something to do with weather, except for about a 9-year period there, and it's bad. Let's look at what that purple tells us is going to happen. Low temperatures in the single digits, so we're talking somewhere between 5 to 7 degrees. Wind chills below 0. As we mentioned, Philadelphia, -1 coming up. Hypothermia can get you, frostbite can get you. Any pipe, any water, expect that to break if they're not wrapped and done correctly. I've brought this up a couple times. If you've got a mobile home and you hadn't done anything, you've got skirting that's not pulled up good, you better go out tonight and start working on that, getting that taken care of, because that wind gets up underneath your mobile home, it's going to bust some pipes. Now, for the rest of downtown Philadelphia and back over through Kemper, Columbus, down through Meridian, all the way to Quitman and taking in Jasper County and Newton, all of these areas here, we're going to have temperatures below 15. I think what we saw there was 12 to 13 degrees here for the Meridian area. Single digits for wind chills. We're talking below 10 degrees. It could be 5, 6 with a wind chill if you walk outside. Hypothermia, and again, you've got all of this damage that can happen to your pipes, and anything that is outside can break. So, woof, that's bad. All right, let's jump ahead here of what's going to happen in between now and Monday, the significant weather that we're expecting here. These are the 3 zones, and yet again, we see this purple area. Look at that here. This is where the ice is going to be coming through here. Sleet. Right here, all right? This goes on the other side of Philadelphia. The line here at Philadelphia, if you come out of Philadelphia, is going to be about House. Let's look here. I got that in my head. Let me flip here and go over here and grab this, and we'll point on the map exactly what I'm talking about here of the areas. Let's pull this up here and zoom in on here on Neshoba County. Let me turn on some locations here so we can get a good idea of what exactly is going on. All right, let me pull this back up where you can see what I'm looking at right there. This is going to come across probably about right through here. Now, this is Neshoba Baptist Church. It's going to cut right across here. That's going to be right there at Tucker, where the elementary school is on the right side of the road. Somewhere in between here and House where the 4-lane ends, it's going to cut across there and probably go right there by that Dollar General on Highway 16 and out of the county there. That's the extreme zones that we're looking at in Neshoba County. That is cold, cold, cold. Let's go back and look at that map where we were looking at. Throw that up. As we look at that, that's where that line was. Above there, above House, is going to be rough, taking in all of Winston County and the majority of Neshoba County, and even a little bit there we get of Newton County there in the northwest corner there, Sebastopol. Yeah, say hello to Sebastopol. Y'all are going to be getting this extreme cold weather that, as I said, I have rarely ever seen it. Now, what does that mean? In between the red, the purple, and the gold. All right, let's start here at the top here. This means in this area here for the majority is going to get between 1/4 to 3/4 inch of ice. Let's hope that bows down and it doesn't go that, and I hope it's closer to that quarter, but it could go up that high. It's going to be infrastructures could be likely compromised, impassable roads. It's going to be tons of trees down in that area once that water hits that. And you see that bottom line there? That's spooky. It says power could be out for 1 to 2 weeks. Can you imagine? Let's hope not, but that is an extreme threat is what they're saying through here. So if you've got generators, it's hard to go buy gas when they don't have power to pump the gas out to you. I hope you've bought a little bit extra and got it in the cans, and they'll get it back on as quickly as they can. All right, we get down to the red area. There's 2 to 6 inches of sleet that could be possible, 1/4 inch of ice. And that is, we're probably looking at somewhere between a little over 1/10 to up to 3 is what they're saying could happen for the east side there, the northwest side of Lauderdale County. That's taking in all of West Lauderdale, most of Newton County in that area, and then you get to the 2 where it's not quite as bad. It's elevated, and that's going to be Clark County in these areas. All right, let's jump ahead here of what the other maps of ice totals. You've got it here anywhere Jasper County, a little less than 2/10 is what they're putting that. Maybe that's high. Let's hope that is. The Meridian area, they're putting that at 2/10. Philadelphia, somewhere a little over 3/10 of an inch all the way up to Winston County, if you look at this area here of what they put. The other was the extreme of how bad it could be. This is that area, though, right here that was purple on that other map that is just going to be bad. It's real bad. All right, let's look at this. Accumulations near Tupelo as we go up here. Aberdeen is going to be pushing. This is right above us, that 3/10 as you get to Tupelo. A little less than 2/10, about 1.5. And the further north you go here in that corner where it goes out, that's where it trimmed down, is going to get down to less than 1/10 there at Corinth. Let's jump ahead here from New Orleans for the folks that are going to be down in New Orleans in these areas. Macomb, looking at 2/10 of an inch of this stuff. Lafayette, about 2/10 of an inch. Also, Baton Rouge area getting about the same. Hattiesburg, this area, about 1/10 of an inch of ice. The downtown New Orleans area is not expected to get it, but watch these overpasses. A lot can change with Mother Nature in a few hours there, and New Orleans could have, it's nothing but bridges. Y'all been through there. What to expect on Thursday. This is that timeline where we were talking about we'd get the percentages, but the temperatures were going to be too high to stick. And it puts everything from Vicksburg up to Eupora here in the delta of getting actual snow that might stick. So again, we're a few days out from that. So we'll keep watching that and see how that turns out in the long run and see where that goes. But at this point, not expecting anything. Now, I had another question a while ago about the if you were in line to go to the health department tomorrow to get your shot for the vaccine. This is I had this sent to me. Let me pull this up here. This is the text. You either got this in a text or you got it in an email if you were set up to go tomorrow. Maybe you hadn't checked your email yet, but go back and check this. Due to the winter weather, all drive-through vaccination sites scheduled for Monday will automatically be rescheduled for the same time on a different day. Those with canceled appointments will receive an automated call, a text, or an email. So there's 3 ways they're going to get in touch with you. Check your social media or website at healthymississippi.com for more information about the closures and information. So if you hadn't gotten your text or email yet, go back and dig around. You probably got it somewhere there and just hadn't seen it yet. So that's where we are with everybody that was lined up to get that. let's see here. Let me see if I've missed any more comments on that. Pine Springs Road. Right now, the roads in the Pine Spring area are fine. Daylight will be a different story. So if you're leaving out, if you've got to go to work early in the morning, be absolutely sure if you can stay home. Most businesses at this point, it looks like, are taking heed. I'm sure that there's some out there that are going to go, but for the vast majority, folks are heeding to this and letting their employees be home where it's safe. And a lot of evaluations will take place tomorrow evening, probably 2, 3, 4 o'clock, right before that time zone there, before you have your supper and making decisions of what's going to happen. I had a question about Zero, and what timeline are you asking about Zero? I'll pull up the map here. Tumsuba area. All right, let me go back here to the map and pull up this. Again, this area here, Zero, is going to be toward the Clark County side. Let me pull this up and go back up here, and then I'll show two things at once to get my point across, to make sure that I'm on the same wavelength with everybody else. And for some reason, that just did not work. All right, let me go back up here, and let's see here. It's back up here where I need to look at this. All right, here we are. Let's pull this up so for the folks in Zero and south of town will see this. Here we go, right there. This is going to be on the east side of this storm is what we're looking at, where Zero is down right in here. It won't be as bad. You're still going to get ice, and the roads are going to be slick conditions. Probably guessing, I would say 1/10 of an inch. We hope less, but up to about 1/10 of an inch in that area there. From there in the equipment area south through energy in these areas right through there. Now the worst part, as we mentioned, Pine Springs Road, I had a question about that. Pine Springs Road will fall in this red area on this side of the county. So it's going to be worse here. This cuts across right there about where Lost Gap is and goes northeasterly across the county there. Doesn't quite make it to Marion. This is going to be probably cutting across State Boulevard about where Owls is, right through there and on up through West Lauderdale, getting real close to where the country store is there, where State Boulevard Extension and Chandler Road meet. That's going to be kind of the imaginary line northwest through the county toward Kemper County. The only part of Kemper County that won't get it will be there at Portable and south back down to the Ralph Morgan Rodeo in that area. So we're looking at that. Now let's pull back up the map and look at that once again. All right, here we are. Let's zoom in on Lauderdale County. Let me get this here where everybody can see these pictures here and kind of understand. This is about right here. If you look, this is Stuckey's Bridge. It's going to come in through the county about right through there, and about right here at the split where I-20 is, right there when you come into Meridian, the airport sits here. It's going to be right there about that split and come across here somewhere in between Walmart and State Boulevard Extension where Owls is there, his garden center. It's going to come right through there, and taking in all of this northwestern part of the county is going to be worse than it is on this side. So anywhere from, you got Chet's Paint and Body, all of that area is going to be involved in that. And the line is going to be somewhere right around NAS Meridian, and then it could come in here about where the Sam Dale Monument is. It'll be in between these two areas, and again, it's a little play in between now and there, but right through there, and then go into Kemper County and just barely miss Portable. Cowboy Church back west, you're going to be in it. Scuba, you'll probably be in this on the colder version. This is out here as you're sitting here at Giles. This is right before the state line, the old Antebellum Mansion that sits there on the hill, the Neville place. That's where that is right there. And as you go into Alabama, they'll be getting more of that. Let me flip that back over so you can see that again on this other map. It's hard to see without it being detailed of what the National Weather Service gives us on these maps. But that back to that line right there, does that make sense? And that's going back over to here to about House, and then it gets worse from House to Philadelphia, the further up you go. Yazoo is the cutoff line from Brookhaven through Jackson, Mississippi, up to Columbus. Y'all get ready. Mississippi State, you're going to have a mess on your hands once this is all said and done. Let's go back and see if we had any more questions that I missed over here while I was describing maps there. Jennifer said, thank you. All right, we go back up through. I'm making sure I didn't miss any of these. Jordan Gressett's watching. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, Zadie, I hope you're doing well tonight. I appreciate you watching. Really do. Cindy Waller is watching tonight also. Now, if you have a closing that I have not mentioned in any shape, form, or way, make sure you can inbox me with that, or you can post it on the page there, and I'll be glad to get that on. Again, let's a quick wrap up. I don't know, I've talked your ear off tonight going over all this stuff. I'll be here throughout the night hours, but it's not really a concern until about daybreak is when things are going to change, and I'll watch all that. Daybreak is when things will start getting serious through the daytime hours. I'll be here to watch it throughout tomorrow to let you know what's coming on and where it is and what's happening. But again, if you've got a heat pump, go ahead and flip that over to that emergency heat. That will make a difference. You'll need it. It is most likely we're going to be talking about power outages tomorrow. And again, I've got a generator, and I do hope everything works well. My only problem would be if we get killed, knocked off by Comcast. It loses all power. You never know. But I'll try to figure out another way to get back on should something like that happen. But I'll do my very best to be here through it all. Sounds like I need to make 2 or 3 extra backup plans and all that stuff also. I'll get to that. I'll get that taken care of, I promise you. But a 2,100-mile long storm that has never come through like I've seen like this. The last one I remember was back in 96, and it was a lot of ice for us. It was bad. Y'all remember. That's been 24 years ago, if you can believe that or not. Long, long time. Again, thank you for dropping by and spending some time with me tonight. Means a lot. Do appreciate it. Always like and share, and if you would invite your friends to my page so they can see about this. If you've never done that, maybe this is your first time here. Welcome. I'm glad to have you a part of this. But if you go up and invite your friend list to join, share my page so others can see it, I would appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Big thank you to EMEPA, always being there for us with those lights on. Eastgate Tire Center there in Marion. If you hadn't visited Matthew before, drop in and visit them. They give you a great price on a set of tires. Also, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, anything that you need when they open back up on Tuesday, they'll be ready there for you to take care of those cattle and anything else. Joe and the gang at Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, if you need groceries and you want to shop with somebody that's a great guy, it's them. Always a nice, clean store, the best meat in town. Along with SMI Automotive, if you need something to do to your vehicle, they're there. They'll add accessories to it. And all the folks that sponsor me have been with me since we started this, and they're locally owned, locally operated. They work right out of the same place as you do. When you spend money with them, it puts it back in the community. So anytime that you can spend money locally, I do appreciate that. Big thank yous also to San Marcos, Chino, and all the fine folks there. Kim's Photography. If you've got any pictures that need to be taken, Kim can do that for you. Sanders Gas, taking care of you, keeping you heated. Also, Tiffany Blues Decor. I almost said that wrong, didn't I? She helps you out there with all that fancy stuff there on the walls and little knickknacks for your house. Makes it look good here in Broadmoor and also down in Equipment, a location there. Rick Justice Automotive, if you need a car. And Graphics Guru. If you need to have something done, some lettering put on your truck, Zane is there to help you. Letterhead, business cards, all that kind of stuff. They'll do that for you. As we go back down here, let me make sure I hadn't missed anything. Pam Van Devener, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for watching. I do appreciate that. Kyla Moore watching from Scuba. Brooke Bell, how are you doing? Hadn't seen you in a month of Sundays. It's been a little while since I run up on you. Alan Bishop checking in tonight. He said, thanks for keeping us aware of the weather and what's going on. And Denise Reese is watching also. She said, thank you. Carrie Bryan and Tim are watching. I think I mentioned everybody. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I've done my best to look over that. Sometimes it's easy to skip one or two as you're going. But again, thank you for being a part of my weather, bringing me into your home and into your cars, wherever you may be every day. If you haven't watched me and Candace weekday mornings from at 8:30, we go live to tell you about the news. Sometimes news that really matters doesn't get to you. Everything is so edited and it's done in different ways. It's not proposed the way it ought to be done. Try to find the stories that kind of revolve around our lifestyles that you probably wouldn't hear about any other way. They're just as important as some of the stories that the big news networks focus on, but we put a little local twist into it. Tell you what's going on locally. Hopefully you'll join me there. Again, thank you for being a part of this, and I'll be back. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop it on my page. Put it in an inbox to me, however you want to do it, and I'll do my best to get you an answer for what you're looking for. Again, thanks a lot, and I'll be back with more information as we travel through this winter storm warning together.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by